was
right.
distracted by shiny things.
I thought you were gonna say you got distracted by Chinese things.
Chinese things. Yeah. Shiny Chinese.
Chinese. Yeah, dude. So, when are we all gonna start reloading? Start powder coating?
I'm gonna start reloading grenades in
No.
next April.
No.
This illegal?
I don't know.
That's not legal.
Why would you want grenades? Seriously, even if it was legal, like, would a grenade be a good option for home defense?
No.
Never.
Probably not.
I think they're obsolete because you throw them at somebody and they'll just throw them back at you.
But you can make like pepper spray grenades. Right?
That would be awesome. I think Fox Labs already has
Tear
that.
gas canisters, maybe. That's.
Oh yeah. Fox Labs, man. I
You need
keep
some
buying
kind of
that
smoke
shit.
to disappear when you're getting attacked, like a ninja.
Oh hell yeah, dude. That's why you order those smokes, dude. You can get them.
You gotta stock up in July.
I don't have any. All I know is, like, shit is real. Everyone knows that. So I'm thinking about, just because since we're not in danger of like any bans coming, like, just get rid of all my guns for now, except like 1 or 2, and then right around a year before the presidential election, I'll just get them back. Just go buy some new ones. I don't need guns now. That they're not trying to take them.
Pawn.
You're right. Pawn them.
You can buy them back.
Bought a shotgun. Double barrel shotgun. You straight. A double barrel shotgun and a 5-shot revolver. That's all you really need.
That's all you really need for home defense, anyway.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
you need a semi-auto 22 with a wristband that only you can fire.
Shotgun for home. That's it.
No, none of that. Just that electronic gun. That
Oh yeah,
only
that
you
would
can use.
Oh, yeah, that shit is awesome, man. Whatever happened to that?
But loaded with 5 rounds only.
Fucking guy's probably hiding.
Hiding. I think the price tag was like $1,500 or something. He probably realized, oh, no one wants that.
He's still trying to sell it to some European country. I don't know, last article I read about the guy that invented it.
Uber bullshit.
Yeah.
Not me. Hey, you got that fancy CZ.
Yeah.
That Coco Bolo.
Nah, that's Rosewood. Rosewood? Yeah. Rosewood.
Oh, sweet. That's Citizen Kane. Oh, no, that was Rosebud.
It's got a decocker, too. Yankee would be amazed. I don't think he's ever seen a CZ with a decocker.
Dude, decockers are so lame because that adrenaline rush I get when I lowered the hammer down on a live round is unbeatable. You know what I mean? Manually putting the hammer down on a live round is definitely awesome.
It's pretty scary. I've done it. I've done it on CZs and a lot of my hammer guns.
I do it all the time. Like during chats, I do it every
When you
chat.
when you decock this gun, it drops it to the quarter cock position. So I'm assuming that's the way they want you to carry it. It's still heavy as shit in double action.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't have that long ass heavy pull.
Well, that's not the Omega trigger, right?
No.
No. How many? Well, okay. That's the only metal CZ you have?
I think this trigger, this has a better trigger than the Omega trigger. It's like more tricked out. SPO1.
Is that your only metal, full metal SIG or no? I mean, CZ.
Yep.
Okay.
I had the 75. I sold the regular 75. So I was gonna buy an Omega version. I want to upgrade to the Omega trigger on that because that doesn't have the regular CZ75 doesn't have the best trigger, I guess. You could fix that. You can even send it back to CZ and they'll. You gotta pay though.
I bet. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of nothing fancy, one of his best videos was when he did that CZ booth review with their champion shooter guy. What is he, fucking Australian or something like that? You ever seen that?
Nah, I might have.
I forgot the guy's name, but he's like a fucking super champion guy. And he's a CZ. He shoots CZs like exclusively, and he was showing off a lot of cool fucking guns, dude.
Yeah, they
Angus, that's his name, Angus Hobdell.
Oh yeah.
And it was 2012 shot, but he showed off all their custom stuff and was showing off the Omega triggers and stuff. Good shit. CZ, I want one bad too. CZ and Beretta 92 FS or any 92. Like those are the two guns I've never owned but always wanted to own.
Yeah, I still want an M9, but now that I know there's some decocker models coming out, right? Or they're out.
Yeah, you probably missed your chance to get them.
That's
the 92G. There might be out there. They were only like $40 or $50 more. So the deal was like it was a pretty good buy because if you could send your Beretta 92 to Wilson, and they'll do a G decocker only conversion, but they're going to charge you like $100 and something, $150, and then it's been fucked with. You know, it's not marked. You know, it's not factory. So I guess they use factory parts or whatever. I don't know. But the Beretta,
it's not that bad, though.
The Beretta 92G that came out like last month, they must have came out with a couple of thousand of them because they were on Gunbroker. They were all over the place. Like Grab a Gun, Think had them. A whole bunch of people had them. So
I wasn't really looking for them.
People love them, man.
Sometimes.
I saw it on one of the stupid forums on M4Carbine.net where and they fucking. There's like a renaissance, like a Beretta fucking. Now Wilson come out with that 96G 9mm Brigadier or something like that.
I guess a lot of people come out of the military just loving the gun, I guess.
Yeah.
Or people that never been in the military and get the civilian version, which.
The people in the military are the reason I don't buy them because they always talk me out of it. People who've been in the military and shit. They'll be like, oh no, why would you want that? He's a crap.
Yeah, I heard the horror stories.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, dude, I got talked out of buying an Inox, like a 92 FS Inox, like a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago, by a guy who was in the Army. And it was the all stainless model. Like the trigger was stainless, the hammer, there was no black controllers, no plastic. And I had it on layaway. And the motherfucker was like, don't buy that thing, it's a piece of shit. Piece of shit. And I was like there to pick it up. And I'm like, can I transfer the money? He scared the shit out of me. He basically told me it's unreliable, it's a fucking piece of shit. And he was like, if you want, I'll transfer your layaway money to something else.
I bet you he was trying to sell it to somebody else. Get it for his friends.
Probably. Yeah, that was like back when all the Inoxes were the good ones that had no plastic, no all silver, stainless parts, made in Italy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want no M9 with plastic. What do they got? Plastic safety?
I think it's polymer coated. I don't, I think they're all they might be metal parts, but they're polymer coated. But the stainless steel versions, up until like maybe 2 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, they were all stainless, like no polymer coated anything. But now they're black. Like the safety's black. I think the trigger is black, and some of them are plastic coated parts or whatever. And people hate that compared to the older ones. But I don't know. I'm good on guns, man. I gotta stop. It's like ammo. Listening to these fucking reloader chats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stop buying guns. Start buying ammo. Start shooting more.
Island should jump on and show us his new Streamlight.
Oh, okay. I was going to show you my new Sriracha. So.
Yeah, he got it.
Nice. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
I watched the Guns and Gear comparison between the X300 and the one he got.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an extra 130 lumens. It's pretty bright.
Oh yeah. There you go.
You can see the difference.
What you know about this, dude?
He was actually in his backyard.
I like the X300 Ultra just because of the pressure switch that comes with it. Like you can just touch it a little bit and then it'll activate instead of the lever. That's probably the biggest reason I got it over the other one.
So when you press that switch, does it stay on, or do you have to hold it the whole time?
Oh, it's momentary. Yeah, it's momentary. You just like touch it, and it's it comes on, and it takes very little to no pressure. And the other one, you need to flip it.
But if you
spring activated, so that's their momentary. Think of it like a seesaw. Like if you press down on one side, it's spring activated momentary. And then the other one it'll click on and stay on, but you still need to click it off. But the way the Surefire was it seesaws too, like it switches. But if you just touch it a tiny bit, and the pressure activation, it's awesome, man. And
You're talking about the thing that goes under the trigger rod?
No, not even that. I'm just talking the regular switch.
Oh, up front?
Yeah, up front. Yeah, on the Surefire, it's that's pressure-sensitive activation, and it's sort of like the DG switch on the button.
What does it use for batteries?
CR123.
Kind of standard lithium cells.
Yeah, CR123. 2 of them.
Oh, so it'll run pretty decent amount of time then.
Oh yeah.
A couple hours anyway on full.
I think it is 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna do that. Mine's 500 lumens. It's effing bright. But the reason I bought mine was because I have a rifle and a pistol, and I basically just wanted one light for both, and that works. It works well. Like it comes right off the pistol, right on my rifle.
So is it like a standard, like a 1-inch tube, and so you can use pretty much any mount you want?
Well, no, it's a Picatinny attachment or whatever. So mine has the Glock rail attachment on there on the Surefire. It comes with little attachments that you can put on there for different guns, different like 1913 Picatinny or the SIG.
So like all
different ones.
Attachments.
Oh wow!
On this.
And they all come in the box with it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And it comes standard. The way it's set up is like the Glock attachment, I think, is on there. So it just slips on a Glock and you're good. But I noticed that I have a Magpul light rail attachment on the MOE thing on my rifle, and it comes off the Glock and goes right on there, and it is rock solid. So I don't need to switch it. I don't even need to do that. I can just take it off my pistol, put it on my rifle, and I'm good to go. It's fine.
I got one of those rail sections. It came with the vertical.
Mm.
I got the gas and the coat.
I don't sell my land no more. What up? What up? What up?
So if that light is so good, DB, how does it stop you from having a 90-pound woman flip it out of your hands in your house?
Well, I don't use it in my house. I use the NAA mini mag because I can shoot it from retention.
You put a sig brace on it?
No.
Wait, what?
Now I figured out.
Never.
I have a few different like self-defense situations that I've dreamt up in my mind, and I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to go down. So I just carry for those few situations that I've imagined over and over
Is
again.
one of them left-handed?
No, absolutely not. Both of them are.
Make sure you weren't being unrealistic.
No, yeah. The three self-defense situations I've imagined that I'm prepared for entail both two-hand operation, two hands. I have a lot of time to do everything I need to do. I'm calm. I'm always calm when I imagine it.
So instant rape is not part of that situation.
Never that.
Unfathomable. Can't happen.
Too far away. I'm usually in a ghillie suit. They don't even see me.
You don't already have a couple of stab wounds?
What I'm worried about, though, is like a random hippie just randomly having sex with Mother Nature, and then you're sitting there in your ghillie suit, and it's unintentional rape.
Yeah, I have three situations that I'm always prepared for because this is why this is all the training I do is for these three situations. Only one of them is someone with a gun. The other two other times they don't even have guns. One is the guy's just talking shit and he's drunk, and then the other one they got a knife, but it's dull. It's not even a big knife. It's not even sharp. So
One of mine, there's an attractive young lady next door is getting yelled at by her ex, and I come out with a gun and brandish it, save the day. That's one of my scenarios.
That's a good one. I'm glad you're prepared for that.
You're a boss.
I'm ready.
Boss shit.
With all the options you've got, it'd take you 10 or 15 minutes to figure out which one to grab, though, wouldn't it?
Oh no, I have them in alphabetical order with little post-it notes on it.
Okay, so you've got one specifically for saving the day.
Another one is if somebody honks or something at me, I'll jump out of the vehicle and brandish, save the day.
So are they all? Those are all categorized under B for brandish then?
No, say S for save the day.
Okay.
Just imagine walking down the street and then a mugger comes out and puts his gun in my back.
Nice.
I'm gonna put my hands up, and then I turn around and flip the gun on.
What if he has a Beretta 92? Then you just hit that button.
I do.
Okay.
I like to practice what it's like to have different guns pushed against my back, so then I can be like, I can freak them out, be like, hey, is that a Glock 19?
Right.
Oh, yeah, I've already trained enough. I know exactly what that is. Yeah. Sometimes they'll fool me because I'll be like, "Is that a Glock?" and they'll be like, "It's a Sigma." But I'm like, "Okay." Cool.
Oh, clone, yeah, that's a tough one. You can tell by the inferior push into your back.
That's not a gun at all.
Yeah, right. That's a Snickers bar, motherfucker. Now you really fucked yourself.
Which gun is it that's rumored if you grab it, you can actually push it out of a battery?
Any pistol?
Every gun?
Well, it's harder with a revolver, but you can go back for an exposed hammer on a revolver. You can almost always go between the trigger and the gun if you can get your finger in there. That's why you carry a pencil. Real quick jab of pencil between the trigger and the gun.
No, I was thinking of a semi-auto. I thought it was like the Beretta M9 that you could push it back.
No, you can take an M9 apart right out of a motherfucker's hand, but you can just slide any slide back and it won't work.
I like that tactical golf pencil idea. That's pretty handy. You can carry one right on your ear.
Hold on. Nobody said golf pencil. That's way too short for tactical use.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got to be a full-size number 2 pencil. You can get them from kids, though. Kids are often not paying attention to their pencils. You can grab them.
A Ticonderoga number 2.
Exactly.
None of those fancy pencils with like trolls on the end, because then you might get into complications.
Yeah, I don't even bother anymore. Because last time I got punched in the face was probably like 2000, maybe. I don't even know.
The last time you got punched in the face?
You get
Yeah,
punched
it's like
2,000
way too
times.
long, dude.
Wait till I
don't
see
know
you.
what-
Wait till I meet you.
I got punched in the face in '99, I think.
Oh, that was the last time you got punched in the head?
I think it is.
Isn't it sad?
Yeah. Or
I got knocked on wood, dude.
my wife might have punched me in the face a couple times.
Oh, yeah, girlfriends. Dude, that might I got, yeah.
They
I
don't
had a
count.
girlfriend smack me in the head
Doesn't
with a
count.
hairbrush, like
Man, last time
2001.
somebody punched me in the face, their hands got chopped off.
Well, you were in the fucking Taliban country, I guess. Brought him up to trial.
See what
Chop
happened
his
was
hands off.
got bust, and the hospital had everything.
And you could shrink his hands and wear them as earrings.
that like that bell there. Like instant right answer bell.
It's like an idea. Ding.
Ding, or it's like your Pop-Tart is ready.
Someone just stole that idea.
There you go. Excuse me. No, but sometimes when me and my friends play the knockout game, the other dudes in the late 30s that I hang out with,
How old are you?
well, I'm 38.
There you go.
But you're never too old to play the knockout game. So
I had no idea until today that Glock actually sold different strikers.
Glock
What?
sold different what?
What do you mean different strikers?
What you talking about, Willis?
Like,
Yeah.
as an example, they have the 28 Newton, the 31 Newton. I have no idea what the hell it means.
You mean different
You
triggers?
sure that's not the springs?
That's what I mean. They're
No,
different firing
disconnectors. Disconnectors.
Oh.
I thought they mean like
Oh.
disconnectors. Okay.
Well, it
How
says
much
I'm
force
looking
it
at the
take?
catalog. It says firing pin spring. There's the standard, and then there's a red one that says 28 Newton, and then there's a blue one that says 31 Newton.
Oh, are you talking about the New York triggers?
No, it's just a spring for the firing pin. It's page 40.
I'm gonna go grab a thing.
I think the New York trigger is blue, right? No.
It's
But-
gray, I thought. It was like OD green. It's like a piece of fucking plastic. It's horrible. I don't know.
Well, the one
It's
that's
not even a
blue.
regular. It's not even a spring anymore at that point. It's like a plastic
Well, the one-
piece.
The one that's blue says it's for extremely hard primers.
You must be a reloader or something.
Are you talking about a striker spring?
Yes. I said firing pin spring on a Glock.
Oh, okay.
You have the
I didn't
standard
know
one.
I knew each caliber probably was different. I don't know.
Well, one's like got to be better, right?
Well, I just never knew there was a difference.
What page are we talking about?
There shouldn't be one that's lighter than the other. Striker spring.
Yeah, the striker spring on page 40.
40.
According to the Jaeger, you shouldn't have to change any of that stuff, though. See his new video?
What's no? I didn't.
Well, that's weird. That doesn't really. There is no. Well, is there different firing pins? Oh, it says not available in the U.S. market. You see that?
Oh yeah.
That's here.
So they must have harder primers over in Europe.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, or for some stupid metric reason.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
They're like, hey, ours. We don't understand your 24 newtons. That doesn't multiply by common core math.
There you go.
Yeah, so yeah, that is something. See, this is better than just a catalog. It's got all kinds of interesting facts and things.
Oh,
The
yeah.
page before that is the New York triggers. That's what I
Yes.
thought you were talking about.
I didn't realize that the maritime spring cups, you had to be law enforcement to buy them.
Are you even allowed to know about them? Wait a minute,
No.
maybe I was supposed to cut that page out of this book.
That's some secret stuff right there. Secret
Yeah.
squirrel.
I'm sure I was supposed to censor that page.
I don't know. I think like They should just come with the Maritime Spring Cups. Like, doesn't.
Right. Then we'd have people shooting through the water all the time. No swimming pool would be safe. Children hide in swimming pools.
No fish will be safe.
All the dolphins would be running scared, right?
I think it's just a scam.
I need them because one of my plans is to swim across the river with all my gear.
It's a scam.
So I need an open bottom holster.
Yeah.
So, DB, did you see that message I left you on the federal HST?
Yeah, I like that guy's channel. I've been watching him for a while. So, shooting the bull. So I watched it again. You know what's messed up is I had the opportunity to buy the plus 147 plus P. Was just sitting there online like for months and months. No one was buying it. No one was buying it, and I was just like, I don't know. I was just waiting and waiting for regular 147, but I've been waiting ever since, like 6 months ago or something. You know? And then that 147 grain plus P sold out. But after watching that guy's video, I'm like, kind of kicking myself. But one thing about that guy's testing is he's shooting into the gel multiple times, like the same block. And
Right.
I wonder if that's scientific, according to the FBI type shit. Or I know, like TN Outdoors 9, he would only shoot the block once, maybe twice if he had to. This guy's shooting the same block like 6 times or something. But,
Oh, you can't shoot it that many times. It loses its integrity. The first time you hit it, it makes a big cavitation and rips it all apart inside.
Yeah, he tries to string them like, he shoots up and down,
No,
not
that's
in the
bullshit.
same hole, but he's trying
No.
he's missing the channel, but
Bullshit. Because, like, you've seen it. It goes in, it rips all that shit, it all comes apart, and then it's like you blow up a balloon inside of there, it all rips, and then it just goes back together, and it doesn't look like it from the outside, because it just all goes back together, but it's got no internal strength anymore.
Well, he's not comparing the wound channels either, like
he's
TN
doing
Outdoors.
penetration.
Yeah, he's
What's
just
he
doing
counting distance?
distance and then what it looks like after he gets them out of the block.
I still say, to be legit, you got to shoot one into each individual block.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why he does it because it's a lot of work to do what TN Outdoors did.
Oh yeah,
Well, you can't be a pussy about it if you're gonna
Yeah.
do it right.
It's called half stepping.
Yeah.
No,
Don't be flexing the
It's the-
funk.
Yeah, don't. What was the other flex in the funk?
Don't flex the funk.
Don't flex the funk. Excellent song. Someone's breaking into my house.
Hopefully it's
Is
one of
that your
those
signal to
3
flee?
Okay. That's where I go into my
You turn the
my
alarm on.
panic room.
This dog, he leaves his dogs out there to fend.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah,
Which one of those 3 situations is it going to be?
This one's
Rape,
bad.
rape, or rape.
This one's when the maid is very upset about her Christmas bonus.
Oh, that could be
Sandy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I got a question for you on your last video on the passive safety.
Here we go.
Well, this is something I've been thinking about because
On the grip safety? Oh shit, I'm taking off my
yesterday I got a shot timer, and there are 2 reasons I got it. One was for when I go to the range, so I can figure out what my speed is. But also now that we're getting into winter, I can use the par time and set it, and use it for dry firing to practice my draw, to keep my speed from deteriorating. But something, as I was practicing that today, I started to think about your video, because you never get, when you're going for that quick draw, you never get that perfect grip. It's
Okay.
always a little bit.
Should.
I guess it sounds like a training it.
Well, it probably is, with me anyway. But that where it might be an issue is because let's say you get the perfect draw 80% of the time when you're practicing it. Well, that means 20% of the time you don't get it right. And do you want to not have that? If you don't have that passive safety depressed, it's not going to fire.
Well, think about it this way. If you're reaching for your gun and you don't have a great grip on it, and your finger accidentally slips off onto the trigger, you'll be glad that you didn't have that grip safety depressed.
Well, if I'm defending my life, I want it to go off, whether I have a good chance of hitting him or not.
Well, you don't want to shoot yourself in the leg either.
Well, I'm talking about when it's aimed down range.
Oh, I understand. I did that only because the subject came up, and I thought, well, how much, how far off of that thing could you be and still have it work? That was number one. And the other one was, can you even control the gun and not have your hand on it, right? So, to me, the size of the thing is, and the placement of it is right where your hand would be anyway. Let's put it that way. To even get a controlled shot off, I just can't see a situation where you're going to have your gun held in your hand in such an awkward position to try to get a shot off.
Ready?
Well, let me give you an example. When like this afternoon, like if my hand would slightly either catch on my belt or my pants, or the gun might catch it just a little bit to twist it in my grip. Well, I'm not going to take the time to stop and readjust my grip if my life is on the line. I need to continue the draw action and fire the weapon.
Okay, so how are you holding on to it in that scenario?
Like
with your fingertips?
If you have to.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
I'm just asking,
Okay, what
I
about
mean,
your fingers are
obviously-
shot off and you don't have any...
What if you don't have a thumb?
Yeah, your thumb's gone, or what if you got shot in the muscle of your forearm, or what if your elbow's gone and there's all kinds of ways where you could be screwed up. That's just your hand getting shot, or screwed up, but you're shooting left-handed and it's just awkward, or you got gloves on, or there's a blanket or something, or you got the corner of your jacket in there, or I don't know, you got mud on your hand, or concrete on your hand, or dirt on your hand, or snow on your hand. That happens to people like you.
When
How
I'm
is that
not
going to keep the grip safety from working?
Well, just the same way that you're saying that it's always going to be square range, good to go, easy to fire, no problems. It can just as easily be horrible other things.
Because when I'm practicing, I'm not under that oh my god stress.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still getting 80% good grips on it as I'm trying to draw very quickly and yet maintain accuracy. Because it's a combination of the two. You're balancing two different things. That perfect grip on the gun and that perfect aim.
Well,
with
that was
speed.
that was kind of the point of that video too. Is you don't have to have a perfect grip on it to have that grip safety depressed enough for the action to fire. That was kind of the point of that. And you could have a loose. When I fired those last 3 shots, I barely had enough of a grip on the thing to keep it from coming out of my hand. My thumb wasn't wrapped around the pistol. You couldn't see that because I'm left-handed.
Well, like I said, it was just something that I was thinking about.
It was basically recoiling and coming back into my hand. You really don't need to have that firm of a grip on it. It's not like it's got to be
just like the slightest amount of pressure on that thing will
Yeah,
activate
Put
it.
in for
on
a
that
second
particular-
and ask the people that are listening are watching on iPads, I guess, to see if it got any better. I've been screwing with the iPad thingy this afternoon. Okay, go ahead.
I was
What
just
if you have debris caught in it and it just won't work that you didn't know about?
So debris to where you couldn't push it in, or you pushed it in and it stayed in?
Either or. It would leave the gun
Is one
non-functional.
debris better than the other? That those parts that exist can. I think that's what Dan was saying too. Is that having those parts exist can mean that the spring can break or something can get
Oh.
jammed.
Right. No, I'm not. The whole point of that wasn't advocating for buying a gun with a grip safety. I'm just saying if you've got one, I wouldn't worry about it. Because I've fired at least 4,000, if not more, rounds out of that gun. I've never had a problem with the grip safety causing a stoppage. And in fact, just for the XDM in its favor, that thing has hardly ever malfunctioned on me at all. Failure to feed, any kind of ejection problems, it just doesn't do it. And I've fed it all kinds of different ammo, so they're great guns. Now, does that whole grip safety thing apply to 1911s? Other guns that have them?
sure.
I don't know.
Definitely.
I would think so.
But I mean, as far as
think about the R51 when they bring it back up.
yeah,
There you go.
I'm no expert at this stuff. You guys know that. But it was just from a practical standpoint. If you're holding the thing in your hand and pointing it downrange, and you pull the trigger, it's going to go off. That's really the bottom line. You hardly have to press it in, at all to make it to disengage that safety. So. I totally get your points though, Dano, and you're right, and a lot of people left some pretty good comments, which was one of the other reasons that I did it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say you're wrong. It's just something I was thinking about as I was practicing my draw. I just figured as long as I was here, I'd ask you.
Oh yeah, and in that situation, having a safety on a gun at all is, I can understand why you wouldn't want one to get in the way. If it was a panic situation, the last thing you're going to do is everything right?
I'm 100% against them. I don't even think they should exist because they make it seem like that's somehow a safety. Like, I remember being taught since I was a kid that mechanical safeties are mechanical. Never assume that they were. That just lends itself to, oh, my gun's safe unless I'm grabbing it.
It's like the Murphy's Law thing. If something can go wrong, it will go wrong. Whether it's the wrong grip or whatever.
Yeah, I don't really, to be honest with you, understand the whole idea behind a grip safety anyway. I guess maybe came from 1911.
Sure. Came from back in the days when you had revolvers, and then they first invented a pistol, and now it was like, wow, this is neat. And before you could do whatever you wanted to your revolver while you were fiddling with it, because it can't go off. But as soon as they gave them to a bunch of people that were standing in line with each other, like troops, they would fiddle with it and shoot the guy to the left of them because they didn't know how it worked. Or at least that's the story.
XDM related shit. Did you guys see the ad coming 2015? It says like XD, a new look or something. I guess they're doing a Gen 2, just regular. I wonder if they're going to change
I've
anything
never
with the
wanted a
grip safety.
Croatian gun before, but I was just waiting for them to redo the looks.
I will say I bought one back in the day on my quest for safety, because I was on a real safety quest, and I found the safety that I needed in the XD 45 service model. But no, the XDM to me is real fucking awesome gun, I like it. When I carry it.
Oh, see? DF Doc is saying grip safety is partially for child safety, too. See, that's the worst thing we can do as gun owners is act like there's a mechanical part of our gun that's going to save kill children.
Yeah, I think he was asking a question more than making a statement.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying that lends itself to, like, that whole thing. Like, somehow, guns have to be extra safe like that.
There's no way that Browning put that on the 1911 or whoever started that, the lemon squeezer.
Oh no, they started it back then. Even the little pocket Brownings had a version with a grip safety.
Right.
Yeah,
But my point, I doubt it was for child safety.
The fire
It was because they were carrying that shit with no
for
holster.
perceived safety. That's what sucks. It's for perceived safety. It was a marketing thing.
The firing pin block is the best advancement in safeties.
Oh yeah.
Drop safeties, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the gun manufacturers, they get a bit of a boost in sales too. I mean, if they include a safety, they can say, to that gun owner that is a little apprehensive of having a gun without one. He might not buy a gun unless it has a safety. And there's a certain segment of the market that applies to, I'm sure.
Well, that's what sucks about having safeties. If they didn't have them, people wouldn't say that shit. Nobody said it on revolvers, like, oh, I'm not going to buy that revolver unless there's a safety. That only happened until they started putting safeties on guns. And that only happened, again, for perceived safety. And I think it was a bad road to have gone down in the first place.
No, good point.
And they just never had them. You don't have a safety on a stove, right? You know, there's no safety on a power saw until Craftsman for the children we'll put safeties on our saws. Guru's saying the trigger safety on a Glock. You guys down for the trigger safety on a Glock?
I don't really see the point of it too much.
Doesn't need it.
I
Yeah,
just
it
don't
does.
think
If you don't have it, then the
necessary.
trigger can go back when you drop it on its back. Drop
Well,
it
no,
on.
I prefer something
like
else, like a
Felicia.
thumb safety.
It stops the inertia of the trigger just shooting the thing, because that's all that
Yeah.
makes it not go off is shooting it. At least that's what they say. I mean, that's
Well-
what they put it there.
Well, if you depress that safety lever and pull the slide back, like the trigger with the Glock moves with it.
I know that the trigger's
I
heavy
don't
enough
think
to
that'll make the gun go off.
squeeze itself.
Well, that's the thing. But I don't know. I kind of think of it as three. You know, there's the three pieces of the Glock safety. So
Go to a gun shop right now and go pick up one of those SIG P320s, the new striker fired SIG. That
shit.
trigger is sweet. I'm not even kidding, and it's
Here's
smooth.
the
There's no.
commercial.
I fucking hate SIG. You know, I'm just saying the trigger's sweet and the trigger is smooth with no safety on there. It's just a regular smooth. metal
As
trigger.
smooth as the PPQ or better?
It's smooth, B. Oh no, it's smooth. Like, doesn't the PPQ have It has a trigger safety. I had one. I
Yeah.
remember. This is completely smooth. Like no trigger safety, and it's.
Oh.
I swear the trigger feels like probably 4 pounds, and the reset is positive, and you know,
I gotta get one if they
Very
have flat
slight.
dark earth frames. I can buy
really cool trigger.
extra.
When I got my
Anybody
VP9,
out there that uses an iPad can give me some feedback if it's near
I
enough.
use my iPhone. Wouldn't that be the
I
same?
don't know.
thing?
Did you have trouble with your iPhone before? I
Mm.
moved
Tablet.
100 bits off the side, and it looks okay to me, but I'm not the
Last
one.
night I was using my
iPad.
iPhone, and it was stopped. The video was stopping, and
I can't do shit about that. I was just trying to get it to fit on an iPad since I have my iPad out.
That used to happen to me on the replays. The video would stop, and then I'd have to click on the YouTube link and watch the rest of it on YouTube.
Huh. Maybe it won't let you do a long thing in a remote embedded window like that.
Yeah, I think it's just the limitations of the phone.
So does your software actually reprocess that signal to send it through, or is that done on the individual user's browser?
I just changed the width from 1,000 to or 1,100 to 1,000. I think. So that's just in the code that makes up the page or whatever. If you're talking to me.
Dot, we were talking about this before. Like the grip safety existed even before, like on those 1903 fucking little pocket pistols
Right.
and shit. You know?
Well, 1908 I think is the first time I seen
1908.
one.
Okay, right. So
And then
Well,
they
what
started
was-
putting it on other guns.
Well,
It
what
the
was that?
Army that needed it.
Hmm?
What'd you say?
What was that little 1903 Colt called?
The thing that looked like
probably
like
what it was
1911 before the 1911. Looks
I
like
think it was like
I-
a
rounder. It was a little rounder. And it looked weird, but it looks like a 1911 kind of.
I
Right.
think it
That
was
didn't.
25 or something, or 32.
Isn't like the
And
back.
they're
of
like,
it
we need a
rounded?
safety on this. Yeah, it's all kind of rounded, more rounded than a 1911. But, and I'm no expert. I just know from when I was a little kid asking about that shit before there was all these other weird safeties and stuff. They told me that's what it was from because the conscripts being drafted, you just didn't know how to use a gun, so they want to make sure the gun was extra safe. But, and again, they were coming from revolvers, and I mean, look how fast we went from loading stuff in black powder pistols to revolvers to pistols. That was back when we invented shit. We weren't kidding around. But I've seen Robbie say something about California's judge knocked down restrictions on concealed carry permits. What's all this about? Now they can get more concealed carry in California now?
That's what I was reading earlier.
That's a good thing. Was this in response to the Democrats getting butts handed to them?
No, this was a case Hashnazi was talking. This is like a couple years ago, or it started a couple years ago, where I think, I'm not sure if this is the same case, but there was a woman who was bringing it all the way to their state Supreme Court. It was like she could prove basically that only rich people were getting permits.
Wasn't that
It was
San
like-
Diego?
Oh,
Yeah, it was like I thought it was Northern California, like north of Los Angeles.
Oh.
But either way, it's the whole May issue. But then they were showing off basically like people who were getting issued the permits were like rich white males or something. You know what I mean? It was good.
If you knew the sheriff, you were good to go, basically.
Yep. You donated money if you hung out with them at the country club and all that stuff. So I thought they were on their way with that case, like a year ago at least. No, but I did see that the governor of Texas, the new governor, not the one who is staying with Wendy. She staying with Wendy. The governor of Texas says he's going to sign as soon as he becomes governor, which he's not yet. He's going to sign open carry law, allowing them to open carry again.
Yeah. They just need a legislature to draft a bill. Put it on his
That'll
desk.
piss the liberals off in Austin, right?
wait, I was reading what Dan was talking about. What did you say? He's going to do what?
Open carry. He said today like he would sign an open carry law in Texas because I don't think they're allowed to open carry.
Did he run on that, or did he just get asked that by people?
I'm not sure.
He said that after he won.
Either way, that's cool. Good. That's good to hear.
Yeah, he said if it comes across his desk, he'll sign it.
I mean,
So they need a legislature to draft
Now,
the bill.
I suspect that even though when they can open carry in Texas, they probably won't because they're going to figure out they get barbecue sauce all over their guns and shit all the time.
oh, yeah. I mean, I figured they
And
would.
they're all just going to wear
But it's
barbecue
nice to not be restricted. Yeah, they'll have like little gun bibs.
Only gold-plated 38 Super Colt 1911.
Now I could think of barbecue sauce mucking up a grip safety. That would be pretty nasty.
See, there you go. That's a whole other level. Like
Imagine if the new
coleslaw or something gets in there,
Oh yeah, coleslaw is the worst.
crispy.
Well, I'm telling you, the new XD is coming, man. So SHOT Show should show it
Well,
off.
they already had the M, so it'll be the X. I'm thinking, oh no, they did a whole bunch of other ones already, so it'll be like the XDZ.
I just think it's gonna be their plain
Get it?
name. Yeah, XDZ. High off that XD. Now I wonder if they get rid of the grip safety completely. Maybe not. That would be too ballsy.
The new governor elect's also getting some whiplash from people, of course, from him saying that.
You live in Texas. Do you know the new governor?
What the hell is his name?
Wendy? Stand with Wendy?
No, that's not it. The governor-elect is Dan Patrick.
They call him the wheelchair guy.
Yeah, Wheels, Wheelie. But no, I mean, I like that he said that, but he caught flack right off, from a lot of people. People just don't like guns, and people saying that's the first thing you're gonna do, or first thing you say you're gonna do, instead of all the other shit you're supposed to take care of. I'm like, we're not like every other state that's fucked in the ass.
Yeah, what is he supposed to do? Ruin the economy and get rid of jobs? Like, what's Texas even got going bad for it?
Oh, and then lie to you about it on top of it.
Yeah, well, that's what they're saying. There's so many other things you got to fix, but that's the first thing you're gonna prioritize, and to get negative backlash before you even take off.
I guarantee you he
I
didn't.
mean, that's
just,
literally the first thing he's going to do, or that's just a thing he's going to do?
That's the first thing he said. Like as soon as they asked, it just
someone asked him a question, dude.
Yeah, and he
So
said,
they asked him that directly, and he just out of nowhere came up with it? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Did they say, hey, are you going to go after open carry? Or did they say, what's the first thing you're going to do? And then he said open carry.
I think he responded, and it was just coincidence at that time. Just good timing, bad timing, however you want to look at it. Glass empty, glass full.
I would
They
think
should've-
that the first thing a governor does is something he thinks about. He doesn't just
Should've
like...
fucking-
Yeah, my guess is one of the first thing he does is go after the feds and open up the oil leases out in the Gulf again.
Oh, see? Yeah, that would seem like more...
Well, they're not going to like that either.
I gotta say, yeah. I mean, dude, nobody ever thought Corpus would ever get hit like that. The way they did with that disaster they had with Halliburton.
Well, I mean, it was
Halliburton? You mean BP?
BP.
Halliburton's the one who designed the cap that blew, that let all that oil go.
No, it's their fault. It's their
Yeah, it
fault.
didn't-
They're the
it
ones that
didn't
bought it
function.
and put it and made BP put it in there.
I think their excuse was they told BP like 1,000 times this is wrong. What you guys are doing is wrong.
Yeah, like
BP
Halliburton tried to write it off saying it's not our
Hey,
fault.
is it the people that live right there that would make the bad valve and shove it down there, or the people that live in England don't give a shit about us that use whatever cheap valve they can use?
Halliburton has their office out of Saudi Arabia, is that right?
I like Halle Berry.
Oh, I thought they were
I
Texan.
don't like that. I thought it was Halle Berry.
Halliburton.
So then they probably don't care about us either then.
They moved it over to their address or
Halle
their
Berry. Hallelujah.
Saudi Arabia, I think, to save money. Or is it Dubai? One or the other. One of those rich countries.
Stand with Wendy, dude. What's up with that chick? Did she retire or is she gonna run again?
I
Stand
don't
with
know.
Wendy.
Did you see Kim Kardashian today? Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, that's Photoshop, dude. They thought she was gonna win, right? The Wendy chick?
Kim Kardashian?
No, Wendy. Governor
Oh,
Wendy.
she lost by
Wendy
a
Davis?
lot.
Texas Wendy.
When you, I mean, for a nobody, that would be an okay loss. But for somebody who's been in the political spectrum for a while, it was a hard loss. The amount that she lost by, it was over 10 points or 10% or whatever.
She was a crowd favorite until
She
the
was
wheelchair ads, right?
Yeah, she was the freaking fucking brains loose.
Shooing.
Oh,
No,
she's the one who was campaigning against some guy in a wheelchair, and then her
Yep.
campaign slogan was "Stand with her." Nice.
Yeah. Stand with Wendy, and then she also had
She was the underdog.
she had one of her ads was him rolling off in the darkness. And he was like he was rolling off in his wheelchair. But she
Well,
basically was saying
he did also have. I saw the ads locally. He would be like, I won't do this, and he was kind of milking the handicap boat a little bit. You know, I know what it's like to be like you. Which obviously he does, but the ads came off like he was like for me a little bit.
David Perdue in Georgia won, and the ads they were running against him, I guess he was like the CEO of some company who might have been in charge of a mattress company in another state, not even in Georgia, and they were running ads of employees of the mattress company that went out of business. And they were saying basically the same shit they did to Romney. It was like, when the mattress company went out of business, David Perdue made millions of dollars that year, and I lost my health insurance, and my husband died of cancer, and like, it was crazy. It was just like, okay. All right.
Do you remember in the late 80s or mid 80s that that Klansman,
David Duke?
Yeah.
What movie?
It wasn't a movie. It's real. David Duke. He was a Klansman.
Which Geraldo
And,
show was that he came
He
from?
was in. No, he was elected to the House.
Congress?
Congress, I think. He's a congressman. He's a Klansman.
Well, he did say he wasn't in the Klan anymore.
Oh.
That he thought it was wrong.
It was a phase.
It was just a fake.
He just apologized. You let him get away
Is
with
he a
it.
Democrat still?
Yeah.
He's a Republican, I think.
The Democrats haven't been in the Klan since like the 50s. You know what I mean? Those were back.
They
in
had
the
one
day.
in office early 1900s, I think.
I wouldn't doubt it. Well, dude, I mean, a lot of Rick Perry. A lot of people know that when he was in college, he was a Democrat. When he graduated and saw I guess the system works, he wants to make some money, became a Republican.
That's what they say. They say if you are under 35 and you are a Republican, you don't have a heart. But if you're over 35 and you're a Democrat, you don't have a brain. That's what they
He's
say.
a Republican like Chris Christie's a Republican.
Gotta have a heart, man.
I had to break the news to my my liberal sales manager today that Alaska elected a Republican senator.
Uh-oh.
Now, they had a Republican governor, so what's the big deal?
She was sexy, though.
In their prime.
She used to sleep with Glenn Rice or somebody like that. NBA dude. In college.
Yeah, she's a.
Man, so I can't believe, like, XD is the only news from SHOT Show. Like, the new XD. Other than that, not much going on.
They branched out quite a bit of models. I mean, they went out there more than any other guy I've seen as far as producing new stuff. from the XDS or the XD, the Springfield, the XD.
Springfield.
More like Taurus.
Well, Taurus too. But the XDM and the variations of XDM and the
The 380, all the trudges, that thing, that 38 with the clear side.
Ugh. Yeah.
It's like a swatch.
24/7, the lever actions.
Jelly bean swatch from the 80s.
Yuck. That Taurus was so ugly. I don't know what it was about it.
Hey, G, was you serious about you can get that combo 2 slices for $4 down in Arizona?
No, one slice.
Oh.
We had 2 slices individually at one slice. If we get 2, it's $6.
Yeah, that place is all. They used to have it
For the drink.
for
And
$5.
all the iced tea you can drink.
Yeah, $5.99 it used to be. They had like 5 or 6 of them all over town. But
For
then
one
it's
piece, it's $5.99?
for 2.
Oh, okay.
Big ass. But those pieces like cover the whole plate.
But it's New York pizza, so it's fake, and it's like eating a cracker with some sauce on it, and like Parmesan cheese
What?
sprinkled on it.
Good.
New York pizza.
Whatever. You can eat like it's like some sort of quesadilla that they don't know how to fold in half.
Dude, I can barely finish 2 slices.
We have that pizza. It's called Three
But
Brothers.
don't ever go to
Pizza.
Chicago; you'll fall over just looking at it.
Yeah.
There was
never
a
been
to
TV show where the New York guy was bitching about a Chicago pizza. Bunch of idiots. It's cheese bread. How they eat. Cracker, I should say.
Godfather's Pizza. That's all I gotta say.
Chains. There you go.
If it wasn't for New York, there would be no pizza. So,
I'll grant it that that's where some people stayed. The lazy people who did not make a real whole pizza, and then the people that were ambitious and had the fortitude to go to where the ingredients were vast.
Gee,
With
let's
the
call out
Chicago.
the Italians. There you go.
What?
Calling out the Italians. There you go.
Whatever. I didn't say nothing about Italians. I said people in New York that make pizza. They're not always Italian.
Yeah, I'll give you that. One of the local pizzeria shops are owned by a whole, they own like 10 or 12, and they're a Greek family.
I don't even know any restaurant's nationality unless they like make a big point of telling me. I don't ever pay attention to who owns it and what.
I'm American. I want you to know I'm an American guy. American pizza.
America.
America.
It'll be interesting to see, not to change the subject from pizza, but regarding SHOT Show, to see how much AK stuff is available, if that market is growing any at all.
I doubt it. They never have anything to have for really. Again, who's even got the new ones? Century, so they'll have a couple more. You ever seen Century's like set up at SHOT?
No.
Boring. It's just a bunch of they have a big chunk of floor space, but it's to put up offices. They just put up offices and they go talk to people in there. So you have to walk around it for one. It isn't open, 'cause it's a bunch of offices, and then they have like posters around some of it, which are boring because who cares about looking at a poster? And then they put up their guns on the wall, and they used to put up a bunch. In the last couple of years, it's been like 3 or 4, and then the rest of them are like behind the counter. So they're getting weaker and weaker every year.
Well, I know the place location I went to for the festival wasn't SHOT Show, but there's a lot of vendors near, right? The swag was like stickers mainly, and 1 or 2 patches, what I got, and a little couple knickknacks there, but no T-shirts. That would have been cool.
Did you see that Putin is going to have bombers flying around Florida and Texas and Louisiana and the Gulf Coast, like right on our coast? Or what is that?
How is he going to get bombers over there?
That sounds legit.
I swear to God. I
How's he
swear to God. I saw
Is he going to run them
that.
off the aircraft
This is on, no, real bombers, man, like huge bombers.
So
are
that
gonna
means
be
he needs refuelers up over the Mid-Atlantic.
I was going
How's
to
he
say,
gonna
yeah,
keep them up there?
I have no idea.
that sounds like conspiracy shit.
Venezuela, dude, this was like CNN, and they're like, he's able to do this now
Does
because
somebody have an aircraft, a refueler that can land on an aircraft carrier and keep getting refueled?
We do.
you're right. He flies
I know we
around.
have PC-135s or whatever.
No, the Navy has refuelers.
Oh, okay. That are
Dude,
small
don't-
enough
don't-
and they could keep a bomber up in the air for definitely.
Couldn't they just
Well,
fly to
not maybe
fucking
not a bomber,
Venezuela or one of those other countries that are cool with them? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the arc looks like from Venezuela compared to Europe. It might be the same. There's the curvature of the Earth they got to battle there.
Here, this is Yahoo News. This is Los Angeles Times. This is USA Today. This is ABC
I mean, that would
News.
definitely be ballsy. I mean, I can understand
Fox
it over
News.
by.
USA Today, ABC News, Fox, LA Times.
You read
This
any
is
news
Google.
about the Ukraine? I mean, they're talking about columns of tanks and trucks with soldiers and all of that coming across the Russian border into there now.
Here we go. It says Russia's
though Obama's
long-range
not
bombers.
to?
Associated
right.
Press. Associated Press, which is a legitimate news organization, right?
Is there a
Russia's
link?
long-range bombers.
You're just making this shit up.
No. Russia's long-range bombers will conduct regular patrol missions from the Arctic Ocean to the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico, the military said Wednesday. Show muscle reflecting tensions with the West over Ukraine.
What is
But
this?
it
They
has-
have, their long-range bomber has propellers?
Yeah. That's
yeah,
what's fucking scary.
That thing's been around since the 50s, man.
So how are they? How are they flying?
RP-52s are since the 50s.
That might
Yeah,
crash
or they're
into one of our shipping lanes.
they're bears or whatever they call those things.
You might be able to see them shits edge in Texas when they're flying by.
I've been wanting to shoot planes before, so doesn't give me an excuse.
I don't know how they're going to do this. They're going to fly down the East Coast?
West Coast, yeah, it says
Not the
like
West Coast. Then they'd have to cut across the whole country.
I think they're gonna fly south and then across the Gulf and back.
How's
North.
Down the East Coast.
From Alaska.
and our military is going to
No,
okay
not from
planes to be
Alaska.
flying
It's
over
been
our
forever.
airspace.
Well, they used to fly those into Alaskan airspace all the time back in the Cold War.
There's no
Right,
way
that's
we're
what I'm
letting
saying.
tiny
It's nothing
planes
new.
fly across the United States.
Yeah, there's no way they're flying over us, so then they would have to fly it
Oh,
like
no.
down the East Coast
Haven't
and
you
then
seen
take a
Red
right.
Dawn? Jesus fucking
We will
Yeah,
No, they
shoot
do
them
not
down.
over international waters.
like a bunch of Cuban guys landing in Tucson.
How do you got? Well, my question is now that you might believe it's real, how do you feel then?
You guys going to Del Taco?
Oh, I don't believe it's real. I think that we'd shoot them down. They'd have, like I say, if they're going to fly around over by Alaska, they can go, oh, well, big deal, we're just flying over our country. But if they're going to fly across the effing Atlantic and fly around near us, we're going to take them out.
Yeah.
Well, Obama might, but the rest of us are going to take them out. I'll take them out. Fly close enough to
Only one person on Gun Channels has a
Maybe
ticket.
they'll have paratroopers.
There.
And we can
I
take them out.
do. Don't worry, I got it. Don't worry about.
Who got that bear? Yeah, Wesley got that
California
bear.
would be cool. You know, for California.
We can
Guys,
take our AK-12s or whatever.
I like how they
Wake
look at
up.
a toy plane that doesn't have propellers. They're like, I wish
wake
we had
up and smell the coffee.
The Russian coffee?
Russian coffee.
They don't drink their tea.
I
I'll
smell
tell you
Russian
that though,
coffee
shit
and-
like that makes me want to sell my fucking AK. Dude. Seriously.
Oh, come on.
I just like, I'd be
Commie
really,
gun.
You're just looking for shit to sell your guns.
Commie rifle.
you know, I mean, do I want to have
Whoa, it's going to
The
be
Ru-
November? I better sell my guns.
the official rifle of the people flying bombers on Florida? It says they're going to fly right over Tampa, like right by Tampa.
He said the Russians have a right, like any other nation, to operate in international airspace and in international waters.
Okay, all right.
We already got one radio station playing Christmas music already.
That's what I'm here for, man. Yeah, look,
Well, I
Google
guess
says they
maybe
have
we're
subs
just
off the East Coast.
So, like, come on, fly around the Gulf of Mexico. We don't care because they even know their planes only have X amount of life left in them. Just let them wear them out.
I'm here to start panic buying. That's what I do. Ever since I came around these guys.
Ah.
As you
If you
should.
look at this one picture of one of their bombers next to an F-15, look how small their bomber is.
Guys don't know, man. Putin's not having it.
Who's the fucking operator?
Well, his
know it.
economy is in shambles and getting worse every day. He's got to do something. Did you hear that they're looking at helping Iran with at least 2 more nuclear reactors and possibly a total of 6 or 8, something like that?
That's
Looks
not
good.
good.
It's not
That's
good.
nothing new.
Anybody looks
I
like
thought that's how they
They've
got most of
within
it.
50 miles of California. How the hell does that happen?
Well, Iran's been like the most westernized country over in the Middle East, so
They're probably not as scared because we killed all our own nukes.
they want power,
Off the coast, not an international.
modern power.
I'm
guess
just
not.
worried for Tac Daddy's chats, like, because if he's so close to a Russian bomber, they might just set one off on one of those chats, man.
You see it live, huh?
Targets of opportunity.
Anybody watch that thing on Fox News about the shooter? What they're
What
calling it?
Shooter.
You got a shot. The guy that shot Osama bin Laden.
Oh, it's part 2 is tonight. The first part I watched last night. Pretty
Yeah,
boring.
I didn't see that. I seen some clips from it today at work, but it's kind
It's
of.
pretty boring, dude. You know, it's just.
So what do
They
you think
didn't ask
about?
so many good questions.
What do you think about those guys? Bringing their story forward. It's kind of like a first, right?
How else are
No.
you going to believe it really happened?
What are we
You know what I
talking
mean?
about? What are you
Now
talking
you
about?
can't say it didn't happen. I
Guys
mean,
talking about their missions. I mean,
Yeah, we talked. Me and you
SEALs?
talked about it last night. That's
Ops
about. They need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I thought that was
About
kind of.
their shit after a certain amount of time.
Exactly. It's been-
I also thought it was part of the code of not just the legal aspects, but part of the code of being in, whether it be special operations, special forces, that even once the legal obligation has ceased, that you don't talk about it because it's like bragging.
Not even that. In every military branches, whatever creed or whatever they have, every single one of them says something about not taking credit and bragging. You know what I mean? I don't
Right.
need. I don't need. Basically, say I don't need anything.
exactly. You're part of a team. You're not an individual.
I don't.
Exactly.
If that's the case, then
Well, we're not supposed to deny history, though, and not art. Right, history.
ever written a book about the military service. They wouldn't have been able to say any of that at any point in time.
Right. I don't mind the books about it as long as their books get approved by the Pentagon. And so they make sure they're not, leaking anything. You got to watch out for OPSEC and all that shit. But to just come out and be like, oh, I shot Bin Laden. I was one of the guys on the raid when you're that top secret of a team.
Were they not supposed to tell people that, oh, hey, I'm the guy who shot Bin Laden? We're like, oh, I was in the room. Like, were they
No,
not supposed to tell people?
they weren't supposed to. They're not even supposed to tell people they're on SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, I mean, how you going to prove it?
You know what I mean? They're not supposed to divulge any type of information like that. You know what I mean?
Well, until a certain amount of time.
Clearly in the wrong.
When they're operational, yes, but when they're out, they're allowed to talk about it.
Or you just got out like last year, and I was on SEAL Team 6. I killed Bin Laden. Like, what? You know what I mean?
Is that? I don't know how that went. But I mean, look at like Audie Murphy. They made him talk about shit.
Cool.
Murphy? You know Audie
That
Murphy?
great guy from World War II. Like they took him out of the military, out of fighting, and
Right.
made him go around to get bonds and stuff.
Probably the most decorated veteran ever.
Yeah, but that was authorized by the government for the war bond drive.
I hear you. I'm just saying, sometimes they make them talk about their shit.
But they didn't make these guys talk. These guys came out on their own, and they're just.
As well as I have to wonder, and how can we verify that they're even telling that we even know they're telling us that they were even there?
Well,
There's
it's
two different
proven that
stories,
they
too,
were there. They were there. That's proven that they were there. But neither one of the guys are the guy that shot Bin Laden. Neither one of
Okay,
them.
yeah,
They're
because there
both
was two
lying.
competing stories I heard.
Yeah, they're both lying.
Yeah, there was a third source of somebody who said that was on the mission that they identified which person it was or whatever. I don't remember. There was a lot of stuff come out of that, but it was interesting because before that I'd never heard of anybody really talking about it to the press or to writers. It was mainly just stuff they kept to themselves before Dick Marenchenko, I believe.
All right, it's just I don't know. You don't talk about. You talk about your operations that you do, right? But you don't really go into details and give specific stuff that that could put someone in harm's way. You start telling, okay, if me and G-Webs went on a mission like we did last week to kill some terrorists, and I was like, we went to,
So
we
we're
were in
not supposed to
Baghdad,
talk about that.
and
Yeah,
this-
but you don't-
and we went in this house to kill this guy, and he had this family members in there. You know what I mean? If I start telling that, okay.
Which one?
You
You
I
was
mean,
on?
even Fight Club had a rule. You don't talk about Fight Club.
Our other teammates at risk, you know what I mean, for them trying to get payback for that.
Yeah, but which one you was on? You were G-Webs.
G-Webs was G-Webs.
Okay. I feel no pain.
What do you mean only one sticker? Like only one got ruined?
No, there was one sticker in the box.
He said he should have got
3.
Yeah, dude.
Just the Glock Perfection round one.
Yeah, look in the books or the pages or whatever.
Okay. I'll go through the pages. Might be in there.
You got any spare packages, G-Waves? Throw one out. There you go.
You want my package?
He does.
Yeah, I think you're projecting now.
Ed's is getting desperate.
Yeah, just like I was talking to Guru last night. Like we were talking about, like it's the most simplest shit that you can't talk about. Like it's shit that I do in my unit. That's I'm a fucking armorer. But it's shit about weapons that may be common knowledge, but I can't talk about it. You know what I mean?
Slipstream strips.
Well, you've been briefed though, right?
I mean, it's not necessarily that per se.
It's probably not as good as being debriefed.
Classes and
Debriefed. I've been debriefed, and I was like, you're fired. Thank you. I'm ready to debrief you now.
and they kind of outline and tell you the stuff you're not supposed to talk about. Like we're not even supposed to tell people when we go to drill. You know what I mean? Like that puts the unit at risk because we know when we're all going to be there. We're not supposed to put out information like that.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense because also when you're at drills, so is your equipment, and that means it's a place where people can go steal the weapons.
But
But if they've got 6 people they think might be somebody, and 2 of them do something like that to eliminate them as being possibilities, you just down for that.
The weapons are always there. We can't take them home, but they're locked up pretty tight, and you won't get in there.
I mean, when you take them out of the armory for you to perform maintenance.
Oh yeah, I feel you. Well, that's all depends too, but yeah, I feel what you're saying.
Didn't some of the people, or I heard a story or something about some the people involved with what was that SEAL movie, the Valor?
Yeah, you're talking about.
Do you remember the title?
I think really
Age about 20 years before you remember the title.
Exactly, it's an '80s movie. But no, whatever that movie was, the cool movie. Was it Act of Valor or what?
Yeah, Act of Valor.
Yeah, well, that one, I heard that some of those people got in trouble for working with the people in the movie because they were supposed to say some shit about certain stuff and whatnot.
No. That's you got to mix up. That's not about that movie. That's actually the guy that's Matt Bessonette or Mark Horn, whatever name he wants to go by. The first guy that came out from the Steel Team 6, him and a group of active guys went to help the people that was making a Medal of Honor video game. And they went and recorded all these videos, and they were giving PPP out and stuff like that. Which I watched the videos. It wasn't really that, I wouldn't really say that. But the big problem was that they were on active duty.
Hold on, I'm gonna make some cereal. Just a bowl here.
Sorry, guy. I'm sorry, dude. That was my comic relief. Sorry.
Are those the real Apple Jacks or cheap ones in the big bag?
I can't afford no fucking
Mexican
Apple.
Apple
This
Jacks?
shit is real, man. It must be nice to eat fucking Apple Jacks. Dude. Come on, dude.
The Mexican Cheerios?
I just eat grape nuts, dude.
Oreos?
I powder coat grape nuts with sugar.
Oreos?
Well, no, I wanted to add something to this stupid conversation here. How do you guys feel about Zero Dark 30, that movie? And they come out and say like Leon Panetta and the CIA and everyone, like they were the main consultants on the movie. So talk about top secret crap, dude.
Right. But you know what? I don't.
I probably gave them a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I don't think that
Patriotic,
anybody
patriotic propaganda when they
Misinformation.
Hollywood.
I don't think that movie revealed anything anybody didn't already know. Like, it take years and years of them fucking surveying people and stuff like that to find.
Well, I think the CIA didn't want a lot of people to know that they do all those fucking what they call them, black houses or
torture,
secure houses that they have all over the place. Well, I don't think they wanted to really put that in the main light. You could talk about it all you want to, but the That's the first time I've seen a movie really kind of shoot it out there, except for I think the one other flick I've seen before where they talked about those houses they have in South Africa and everywhere.
They said they were on the set, dude. They were consulting on the set, like come down, and so if they didn't want it to be done, I guess nothing they could do about it. But
I thought that was a good movie.
Or they could have wanted it done their way.
A lot of people.
That chick came off fake to me in the movie, the redhead.
The ginger.
Yeah, she came off kind of like too full of shit.
Yeah, possibly. So they say this guy who's full of shit on Fox, or not, I don't know. But he said that the whole team of CIA people that were behind this whole thing were all women. So that part of the movie is true. That woman in the movie was like a conglomerate of like 6 different women that were in the CIA.
But
tactical tampons.
Just saying, women are badass, bro.
Women are very badass.
Very
They're
vindictive.
badass.
Women are bad, ass bro.
No,
Yes.
they're. Oh
Women are
my God. I don't know what's going on.
Let's just move the comma.
I just had like cereal.
With water or real milk?
Nah, water. I'm saving up for a Barrett Rec 7.
All right. Let's. On that note, let's wrap this up in about half an hour. Matt's starting.
Put some water on this shit.
We're wrapping it up now or in a half hour?
In a half an hour.
Okay.
Tell me when to wrap.
We have 30 minutes to solve the world's problem. Grip safeties are awesome.
I think my watch.
I just
Croatia.
said that over there. I don't know the thing now.
The hookers and the guns are good from Croatia. So
You guys
that's a good
ever
thing.
see G.I.
The
Joe?
Croatian hookers have one eyebrow. Guns across.
They're all snipers.
They also have grip safety.
Unibrow.
The hookers, you know.
Anybody see the movie G.I. Joe Retaliation with Dwayne Johnson?
Sure.
With the rock.
Because
Nah,
in
it's the
2014 annual Glock magazine, on page 44 and 45, he's holding a gun that has what looks like another magazine attached to where you would mount the light to. I can't figure out what that's supposed to be.
They have guns like that.
Homemade jobby.
They got like full auto handguns like that.
Yeah, I've seen
But
some.
if you send the link, I can probably tell you what
Is
it is.
it like a forward grip?
Put the link in the side so you can
Like a vert grip?
use
But
the
it's
magazine.
bigger.
It's like that.
I think they used to do
It's
that.
almost bigger than the grip itself.
You sure it's not a bayonet?
There's a full auto version of this. CZ makes a full auto version. CZ, or they used to.
Yeah,
And it had a magazine as a vert grip.
Well, it's in the Glock magazine, so I can only assume it's got to be a Glock.
Do you remember when we broke an arrow?
Oh yeah, with
Is that
John
Travolta?
Travolta.
Yeah,
I remember the Robbie Robertson song.
When they're on the train, he has looks like a Beretta and it's full auto. Now, was that the actually model that Beretta, or the one they're trying to make it look like was a full auto Beretta, or that's a Russian job?
they do make the triple action Berettas, but that's what the 3-round burst Berettas. But you can make them full auto because there's a type of ratcheting system in it that makes them do the 3-round burst in the grip. Yeah.
It looks like something they would put on like a vert grip that holds another mag.
But,
It would be a grip though, so it would make it a SBR.
if you've seen the movie, there's another movie with The Rock. It's called Snitch. But the guy, one of the little police officers, or whoever the federal agent guy is, when he goes into like the big rig that's parked under the bridge, if you've seen the movie, his Glock is, I think it was either a Zevtech or a Salient. I can't remember which one.
I was thinking about that on this pistol.
That last Transformers movie had salient arms in there, so good job for them.
Yeah, man.
Getting them stuff out there.
Hey, G-Web's gun, that one he
Who's
made.
going, though?
I wouldn't be very proud of having my guns in that last Transformers movie.
I like that shotgun that G-Web's made up that one time with all those extra doodads tied up.
If you have this on your...
Remember that one gun you made a picture of where you had like all the stuff you put on it? You had it all strapped on? Tied on.
The single barrel shotgun?
Yeah, I think so. When he had all that, everything kind of tied onto it. Just a picture, I remember.
CZ also has a bayonet that they take very seriously.
Zevtech or Salient?
In general, or no?
Either.
Which one?
Are you serious? Like Salient, if you had to choose, I guess.
SSCI. Is that it?
I like their shotguns. I mean, I like all their stuff. That shotguns look slick.
Oh, it
They're
doesn't.
Benellis, man.
I don't know if it's worth
I
it.
like their
$3
Benellis.
Like
The
a grand.
Benelicus.
Getting into it, but it does look nice.
Are you gonna buy me one?
Salient Arms. Well, I'm starting a Kickstarter for that.
There you go.
If I can get enough money to buy Salient Arms, I'm gonna
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna make a
torture
video.
test
I'll
it.
let you watch it.
I'm gonna torture test it I'm gonna torture it.
Listen, the CZ bayonet has a block in front of it, right here. So when you stab it into somebody, it doesn't mess with the slide. It's blocking that.
Nice.
So you think they should just make attachments with a block for the front? It's got a hole in it.
Is that bayonet made by CZ or is that it's made by somebody else?
I don't know who makes it, but CZ only uses it.
Because I know,
Like
was it Laserlight? For some reason, makes a little bayonet.
This
guns.
guy said he's gonna sign the AR he shot Bin Laden with,
No,
and
this
then
one's for like
he's gonna auction
stabbing
it off
people.
on Gunbroker.
He's
It's
lying.
for stabbing people and then shooting them while it's in them. I mean, seriously, why else would they make it out of steel or aluminum or something, and then they put this big block
It's for a glass
and then the
breaker.
blade?
Is it on?
Foul it up if you have to break glass in order to get a better shot off on somebody.
Even with the blade sticking out? I think
Pretty sure that's how they market it, as a glass breaker, so the police guy could come up, tap the glass, and have a decent shot.
One of the rifles
They
from
are
the
9mm, right? So otherwise, if you don't break the glass with the front, then the bullet's going to go off in any direction.
Well, they got 40s too. It's mostly,
The 40s don't need it. So the 40s is just there to scare people, so they don't have to actually shoot the 40.
But it's called a block, so I assumed it was to block people's skin and clothes from getting caught in your slide.
one of the rifles from the UT Tower shooting, was up for auction about a month or so ago. They were talking about it was going to go for big bucks.
Under what?
Charles Whitten, or last name was the guy who did the UT shooting way back.
Charo, the chick from like The Love Boat,
Charles.
special appearances in other movies back then, or other TV shows.
Yeah, chica.
I put a link in the side chat of that bayonet that Laserlight
He's
sells.
new one. This is different. He's talking about a real one that's made out of metal and stuff.
Okay, well,
Oh yeah, that's like the K.
what do you mean by real?
No, this one, if you've seen the one he's talking about, like, you can smash it against a brick wall and it's not going to hurt the gun at all.
I'll get a link.
So none of you guys are interested in buying the AR that killed Usama?
Man, it's not gonna be the AR he killed Osama bin Laden.
He says he's gonna sign it with a metallic pen, like a metallic marker, and he's gonna auction it off. Huh?
Dude, if he actually puts a gun on Gunbroker saying this is the gun I killed Osama bin Laden with, then that guy
but
is
it's
full of shit.
It's a Smith & Wesson M&P Sport. Something's wrong because it's a Smith & Wesson M&P Sport. So I don't think that's the one.
I wouldn't say that
Check
he
that.
doesn't have that gun. He might have
Okay.
that. A lot of these special units do get a lot of leniency with stuff like that. So he might actually have that gun, but as far as him selling that shit and selling it, no. He probably put some AR together and say, hey, that's the one. You know?
But dude, it's a Spikes Tactical. So do you think it's really for real?
You just said it was an M&P 15 Sport.
No, it's a Bryco 380.
I think it's a Bushmaster. I'm not sure.
I
BPMS.
highly doubt it's a fucking spikes too.
It's a Sporticle.
May have spilled all the
Nah,
hummus.
you don't know. I'm reading now. It's a head down. It's a head down AR.
It's probably a fucking
Now you're just full. Now you're saying Tech Daddy.
Bushmaster.
Obama.
No, for real though, trivia. It was an HK 416. They said. So it's that piston AR HK do jabby
Oh shit.
doohickey.
CZ tactical bayonet.
But he's not selling it.
I think that they have
It's a
one.
replica.
They used to have one that folds. I'm not
He's
sure.
selling like a 22 version.
I've heard of like this one guy did a video on his Paraordnance P14 that him and his outfit, they're in the Marines, so they had specially made for them. They chose and they had made for them, and
Don't
when
pay
they
attention to the 3 stars.
Your hoe chose me. You know what I'm saying? Oh.
Star item right there.
when they got out, they were able to buy it, you know, because he obviously he had his from his unit. And
No, break it. This is breaking news right now. It was a Mini 14 that was used to kill UVL.
It probably was a sub 2K.
Nah, come on, dude. Nothing wrong with that. Commercial Mini 14.
It was a DPMS or
It was one of those 22 scars. You know,
I've seen them trade-in for my
It's a high
hat.
point,
Probably
an
was
American high point.
that one other than-
I finally got to shoot a scar. That was cool.
Oh yeah. Did it feel like a heavy AR? Like that was super heavy?
No, it's had some weight to it, but it's shot like nothing particular. It was loud. It was louder than average birdcage AR.
Hey, don't make me kick you in the head.
Like,
What was I going to say?
that made me piss
Does
on your leg.
anyone know the topic?
Talking to Edge?
No. Fucking my chihuahua. My chihuahua's getting unruly.
Chihuahuas
Anyone know the topic of match chat tonight? I might try to
Yes,
get
it's
in there.
shotguns versus rifles, and it's already posted, so don't refresh or else it'll go to match chat.
It's already posted.
Yes. Thanks.
Okay.
We ain't half stepping. As soon as you refresh, it'll be match chat.
Ah.
I figured we'd
Shotgun
run this one right
versus-
up into that one.
Serboos versus SBR.
I need one of these bayonets. One. $95.
It'll be the Mossberg that shot Saddam versus the Spikes that shot.
That's Saddam. They hungry.
Yeah, the haters, dude.
How about the AK that shot Gaddafi?
Dude, they beat him to death. I thought they first of all,
That
drone
was-
hit his car.
that was the first.
They fucking beat him to death or
You're
something.
gonna have that dude's fist that he punched him.
That was
I know he had the high power on his ass, and he had some other shit.
shot.
You can Google the
He
guns.
took his ass. He's like, "Why are you doing this to me, brother?" And, we don't like you.
He was like, "Settle down, settle down."
Choke up on the bat.
I don't know.
Coach always said.
This guy's brave. You know, even if this guy is full of shit, he is putting his face out there. He's walking around his hometown. He's like, "This is where I eat every day, and this is where I shop. Like, come and get me. I'm the guy who killed UBL."
You hear about some guy get busted
You be
for
walking down the street, all you gonna hear is you gonna just fucking fall over, head
All you're gonna hear is "Hamdulillah."
Well, when it's fucking
No.
team, take his ass out.
All you hear is Allah Akbar.
Did you hear about that guy? And,
He's not going to get sniped. He's going to get hit with a car bomb or an exploding vest.
One of his teammates gonna fuck his shit up.
did you guys hear about that guy on Veterans Day that was stealing valor or whatever, and he got pretended to be a SEAL, and he got like some HK like $2,300 pistol. I I'm assuming it's the Mark 23 or whatever.
Yeah.
And he won it, or I don't know what it was. They're giving it away, to somebody who's a veteran, and ended up getting it, claiming he was the next SEAL or something like that. And then he got busted on it.
I hope he dies in a cactus fire.
How lucky do you have to be to fake it to win it and then win it?
I don't know. I'm paraphrasing the whole story with these little snippets I saw of it, but they're saying that he basically was claiming to be some kind of SEAL and blah blah, and then he ended up winning or getting a HK $2,200 pistol.
I wish I could ask this Navy SEAL one thing. Like, what is your EDC right now that you've come out of the closet as the guy who killed EVDL?
What if he's anti-gun? What if he's like,
right?
Yeah, no.
It's in God's hands. He's one of those guys.
No,
I leave them on the battlefield.
It's in God's hands, man.
Well, there are some people that come back and they really don't want to pick up a gun again. Alabama's kind of like that when he got out.
Right.
They don't want to shoot anymore.
A few people in my family.
So you guys want to spend the rest of the time talking about how Cork needs a gun? Because I got his knives today.
Listen, this is what's pissing me off, dude.
I got a French knife off of him.
He decided on what gun to get, and it's like the worst possible choice. It's like, well, after all that shit of saying Glock for 2 months or whatever, now it's like, I'm going to get the Walther High Point. Like, okay.
Did you say the Walther High Point?
Yeah.
It's literally the Pontiac Aztec of guns. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
That's fucked up. I used to sell cars back in that day when that fucking Aztec came out, and that was the ugliest fucking thing I ever saw, man. That camper design minivan.
Hey, if the Aztec is so aesthetically displeasing, then how come Walter White drove one for like 6 seasons of Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Riddle me that.
Well, I mean,
it was like, listen, the reason why he had that car was to show he's been making really fucked up life decisions.
They needed a car. They needed to fit the film equipment in.
Really fallen life decisions.
They wanted you to feel bad for him, man.
The worst thing about that vehicle,
Aztec, man, he's on top of the world.
Have you ever seen an Aztec in real life? The worst thing about it is all that package, all that shit they're talking about being outdoors vehicle, and then it has little like fucking like 14-inch rims on it, or they were smaller than that, really small tires on it, you know, minivan tires, and it's like, yeah, whatever. You're gonna get this fucking deal.
Yeah, they have those little tires on there, 74 torque.
Did you guys ever work on your draw speed with a timer?
No.
I try to draw the timer. See how fast I can hit the timer button.
I'm the only one that's ever considered using a shot timer to try to help increase my draw speed.
I do the thing.
I would just try to, honestly, I would just try to practice doing it. So like, not trying to practice doing it quick. Just try to practice doing it consistent and well, like with all kinds of clothing, and then try to work on your speed later. You know what I mean? Like speed later on.
I do think my 10-year-old daughter kick ass where just tell her, you know, okay, one more time, you shoot her in the chest with armor.
But your perception of speed and how fast you really win are typically two very different things.
I'm more worried about dropping the gun on the fucking floor after it gets caught on my jacket, you know what I mean? And my inner hoodie. Like I'm not. You definitely want to defeat your garment and get the gun out proper, and that's more important, because if you can quickly fuck up and drop your gun in the panic mode, like, help you, man.
So you don't see Tex Grebner doing any more shooting drills or holster drills.
But once you...
I just try to practice my draw as much as I can, which isn't enough, but I'm not really worried about a shot timer yet. Like, I'm not that good at it in the first place. I'm worried about shaving like a half a second off my draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten to the point of mastering my garment, so that's no longer, a challenge.
Shot timer isn't so you can try to shave a half second off or whatever. It's just so you can monitor where you're at.
Exactly. But I can tell, as far as am I really getting faster and maintaining my accuracy, or am I just bullshitting myself? Because I may have the perception that I'm going faster when in fact I'm not.
Dana, what's your speed?
I don't believe in bullshitting myself, so I like to hire other people to tell me I'm doing better at my draw stroke.
Oh. Well, you know, I
Daniel,
just,
what are you up to on your draw speed? Like, you put on peak to spin or mass shot.
my draw speed, and then you dropped
Yeah,
off.
what's your times?
I'm right now with the cover garment pretty slow. I'm probably about 1.3, 1.2.
Oh my god.
That's like
You're so slow.
slow.
You're like a grandpa, bro.
Yeah, well,
You should be doing it in a
You're not gonna
fraction,
be able to do yourself
fraction of a second.
self-defense situation.
That's fine. I think I just saw
Are
Larry
you stopping
Vickers draw
off to
from.
buy ammo in that time?
but
I just saw Larry Vickers draw from concealment and shoot the target like 3 times, and it was 3 seconds. So if you're more than half, you're twice the speed of Larry Vickers. You're doing pretty good, dude.
Yeah, that's
I'm
pretty
not
fast.
twice the speed of anybody.
That's pretty fast.
I'm
You're
talking
drawing your
I don't-
gun in 1 second from concealment. That's fucking awesome, dude.
You need to make a video.
And
'cause
1 second is a long time.
Oh man, you guys need to have a contest. Forget
No,
postal
I-
matches.
I'm pretty fast. You need to make a video.
You could probably, you should be able to draw at least 2.5 times in 1 second.
Well, I don't know about that.
Have you timed how long it takes a 90-pound woman to wrestle the gun away from you? It's a more relevant
That's
time.
forever. That feels like forever, so you can't judge it. Can't judge the time.
Hey, Dan, that was pretty good. It probably takes me like 10 seconds to do the same thing.
It's all perception.
At front sight, after 4 days, you barely get to the 1 something. So I suspect you're doing something wrong if you're down to 1 second. Because that's too fast.
I'm suspecting your t-shirt's tucked in and your holster's outside
Yeah.
the waistband.
You're
and
bullshitting
then
yourself somehow.
you're not wearing your cover garment is like a lightweight fisherman's vest.
Is that I can get it to, if I do it one-handed, I can get it down to 1 second.
Wait, are we talking about drawing a gun or something else?
Yes. Drawing a gun and firing.
Draw, fire, center.
From concealment? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. But what is your concealment? Is my question. Like a t-shirt or
Either
like a button-down shirt and a t-shirt or a jacket?
either a hoodie or a
White
sweatshirt.
beater and a tracksuit?
By that time, I throw
I'm
a
concealing
warning
it with a
message
piece of
card.
paper.
Yeah.
I,
Well,
I-
well, that's a
At the
good.
end of the Die Hard?
What was that?
Duct taping it to your back like the end of Die Hard?
I'm just talking shit. I really don't know. That sounds excellent, dude. If I don't think I'm a second.
At front sight, after like 4 days, you get it down to like 1.3 or something. So 1 is crazy fast.
Yeah, that's really fucking fast, Daniel. Like, that's why I don't.
Seriously,
do it.
are you trained to hunt people? Are you a vigilante?
Well, I could do 1-3.
If I get coffee,
With 2 hands.
It's like pulling your shirt up, or is it like flipping your shirt back? Like, do you have a certain attire you
pulling
want
my
to wear?
shirt up and grabbing the grip at the same time.
well, first you gotta flip your hair back. Then you're just.
Okay.
3 o'clock?
Dude, if I was you, I would add the spin. Try to spin around 360.
No spinning here. No spinning. But I was just curious if you guys found if you guys also found it quicker to go draw and shoot one-handed versus two-handed.
What? What do you mean? Oh, you mean just only not bringing it up to meet your other hand?
Right.
I don't know. It's actually more time for me to do it with one hand.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes more time to get on target for me.
Because it feels weird for me to get, yeah, exactly. I have to bring it up there and then figure it all out with my other hand. Usually grabs it and kind of locks it into place. We're getting up on the end of the hour, so you guys can continue to do this, but I'm going to jump over to Matt's more prime time chat where I make more money. And then anybody who wants to refresh can watch that one.
Have a good time without us.
I'll let you go.
I don't know who got links. I'm just saying.